amplifier, a non-inverting amplifier, the only thing is, it generates what is called as a virtual ground. You can see that, since non-inverting amplifier is grounded, inverting amplifier will be at the virtual ground level. Okay, so this has its own advantages. What is the advantage of virtual ground level, guys? Output will change only when the input changes. Okay, and the output will be brought back to the condition when input does not change. Input constant, output will not change. That's the idea. Okay, so that's the advantage of going for a virtual ground. For virtual ground to be effective, we have to make use of a inverting amplifier. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, that's the idea. Yes, yeah, here we go. Okay, so first is summing up. As the name suggests, what is summing amplifier is? It will add up the all the voltages, so that output is a addition of multiple voltages. Output is a addition of voltages applied to the inverting amplifier. Okay, yeah. Inverting configuration. Of course, we can achieve this using non-inverting also, but inverting amplifier is more preferable. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, guys, this is the setup for the inverting summing amplifier. Okay. The voltages VA, VB, VC is applied to the inverting input terminal through three resistors RA, RB, and RC. Okay, so RF is the feedback resistance, and at the non-inverting input terminal, we have understood that we could have connected directly to the ground. It is not recommended because the current through the non-inverting input terminal should be same as that of the current through the inverting input terminal. You can see that current is shown as almost equal to 0. Why? Because we know that the maximum current that a op amp takes is in terms of nanoamperes. For a 741 op amp, it is 500 nanoamperes. 500 nanoamperes. Okay, so that's why since current is very limited, current is very small, it is almost taken as a what you call 0, but it will not be 0 again, because we are applying the voltage. Definitely it is not 0. Okay, it is very small current, uh, it is very small current. Okay, so, and we are applying three voltages, but what should be this resistance connected to non-inverting input terminal? That should be equal to the equivalent resistance at the inverting input terminal. Okay, what is the equivalent resistance at the inverting input terminal? It is a parallel connection of RA, RB, RC, and R. Why it is a parallel combination is, why not it is series? Because we know that this virtual ground, because of virtual ground, this V2 will be at 0. V2 will be at 0. Okay, and other end of RA, RB, RC is applied with a voltage. So it is actually a virtual combination. Okay, virtual connections of RA, RB, RC, and RF. Okay, so ROM, that is a equivalent resistance at the non-inverting input terminal, should be, of course, it is a standard resistor value, which is a parallel combination of RA, RB, RC, and RF. Very simple. Okay, and what will be the output voltage is? Output voltage is minus RF by RA into VA, this combination. Okay, that means it is acting as an individual inverting amplifier, but at the end, it will effective voltage is addition of three voltages applied to the inverting input terminal, that is VA, VB, and VC. Okay, so because RF is fixed, RA, RB, RC is fixed, and hence it is nothing but the addition of three voltages VA, VB, VC. That's all. Okay, so this is the inverting summing amplifier. Okay, so we can how to derive the expressions using the voltage equation, assuming IB is equal to 0, and hence V1 is also equal to 0, V2 is also equal to 0. We can write it as VA by, because this, I think it's not clear, in this document scanning is not proper. VA by RA, VB by RB, VC by RC is equal to minus V0. Okay, where do we get this factor? Minus V0 by RF. Okay, if you observe at the feedback of the feedback of the observe this, yeah, feedback. Okay, So voltage across RF is minus V naught. Why minus V naught, guys? Because with respect to this point, the output voltage across RF is V naught, which is negative because this end is zero. This end we are measuring with respect to this. This end is zero, and then the output voltage is negative. Okay? Minus V naught by RF, considering the current. Okay, so this is considered. This is designed using considering the current through these networks. It's very simple. It is a normal, you know, there is a normal equations. Okay. Okay, so from this we can write V naught is equal to. We can modify this, rearrange this equation to get the expression for the output V naught. Okay. So it acts as a inverting summing amplifier. Okay, so now we can modify this. That is, you can observe this that in this case, RA, RB, RC is an individual resistance. If the value of these resistances are not equal, then we get a V naught, which is not exactly proportional to addition of 3 voltages, because these ratios will alter, and then output voltage may not be exactly equal to addition of 3 voltages. How to solve this? Okay, so that is by using equal value of resistances. Ra, Rb, Rc is equal to R. Okay, in that case V naught can be simplified as minus Rf by R into Va plus Vb plus Vc. Okay, Rf by R gives the gain of the amplifier, AF. Okay, AF into Va plus Vb plus Vc. Okay, so AF is fixed for a given Rf and R, and hence output voltage is equal to sum of the voltages applied to the inverting input terminal into gain of the amplifier. For example, if VA, VB, VC is 1 voltage, then it will be equal to, and let's say AF is equal to 2, gain is 2, for example. Okay, in that case it is 2 into minus 2 into, sorry, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, it is nothing but 3, and 3 into 2, it is 6 volts. It's going to be 6 volts. That means we are using the amplifier as a summing amplifier to sum of the voltages applied to the inverting input terminal. Okay, so if RF and R is equal to 1, for example, in the next condition, if gain is set to 1, then output voltage is proportional to addition of 3 voltages applied to the inverting input terminal. Very simple. Okay, that's very this is straightforward. It's quite obvious from the expression. Okay, yes, next is what is known as a scaling or weighted amplifier. What is scaling amplifier? I guess from the same from the same circuit, if this condition is satisfied, that is, if this ratio is not equal, then we can achieve what is known as a scaling or a weighted amplifier. Okay, so weighted amplifier means there is each voltage is amplified by a different factor, that is RF by Ra, RF by Rb, and RF by Rc. Okay, so weightage of each voltage is varies. Okay, in that case we can consider that amplifier as a scaling or weighted amplifier. That means we amplify each voltage by a different factor. So thereby, for example, Va is amplified by twice. Okay, so this factor is 2, and this Rf by Rb is 1, for example, and Rf by Rc is, let's say, 3. In that case, it will be minus of 2 into Va. Let's say Va, Vb, Vc is 1 volt, for example. Okay, 2 into 1 plus, similarly, let us say 1 into 1 plus, let us say 3 into 1, for example, 3 into 1. Okay, 3 into 1. Then it is minus 2 plus 1 plus 3. Okay, that is 6 volts. It is 6 volts. Minus 6 volts, of course. It is minus 6 volts. Yes, okay. So it's called as a scaling. Why scaling is because we want each voltage to be amplified by a different factor. We go for a what is known as a scaling amplifier. It's also called as a weighted amplifier. Okay. So average circuit. Next is guess is called as a moving average circuit. It's also called as a, in some textbook you may come across this term as a moving averaging circuit. Okay, what is averaging circuit? Guys, average of the input voltages can be used as a, there is a EBO circuit. There is a basic inverting summing circuit can also be used as a averaging circuit, in which case output voltage is equal to the average of all the three input voltages. This can be achieved using by using all input resistors of equal value, that is RA, RB, RC is equal to R. In addition, the gain by which each input is amplified must be equal to 1. If the gain is equal to 1, then we can achieve the what is known as a averaging circuit over the number of inputs. Okay, that is Rf by R is equal to 1 by N. Okay, so the value of gain, because this is the gain, Rf is equal to, Rf by R is nothing but gain. Okay, that is, it is AF. AF is equal to 1 by, see, normally, see, if Rf is equal to R, the gain is 1. If Rf by R is equal to 2, it is no, okay, it is if R, okay, let's say something like this. If Rf is equal to 2 times R, 2 times R. Okay, this I'm not able to write here. Just a second. I'm not able to write properly using this mouse. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, so let me erase this and write again. Okay, so in this case, there's three possibility. If let me write here. Let me write here. No problem. If Rf is equal to R, one case. Rf is equal to R. Okay, or Rf greater than R, or if Rf is less than R. Three cases. If Rf is equal to R, then gain is 1. Very simple, AF is equal to 1. If Rf is greater than R, then AF is greater than 1. Very simple, obviously. Okay. And if Rf is less than R, then AF is less than 1. AF is less than 1. Less than 1. Okay. So, and hence, we have to consider the value of Rf and R in such a way that it is the average of the three voltages. Okay, that means if Rf by R is equal to 1 by N, we select Rf and R in such a way that it is Rf by R gives 1 by N. Then in this expression, then if let's say, for example, if Rf by R is equal to 1 by 3, Rf by R is equal to 1 by 3, that means it's attenuation. That means it gives lesser gain, but it gives ultimately it gives a averaging effect of the input voltages. So then we achieve it as V0 is equal to addition of 3 voltages divided by into Rf by R1, which Rf by R, which is equal to 3. So it's nothing but the average of the 3 voltages. Okay, so that means we can use a inverting summing amplifier as a what is known as a averaging amplifier. It will average the 3 voltages applied to the inverting input terminal of a amplifier. Okay, so there is a point regarding okay, so these circuits are commonly used in analog computers and audio mixers, which will mix up the various signals received from various sources, in which number of inputs added up, mixed to produce a desired output. Okay. In audio mixers, this circuit is used. Offset minimizing resistor ROM is used to minimize the effect of the input bias current and the output offset voltage. Okay, because see, input bias current should be minimized, because other, if not controlled, this variation, let's say for example, if these two currents are not equal, let us say there is a difference in current, the difference in current will be amplified by the amplifier. Not to not to give way for that, that means to minimize that difference current, these two currents should be equal. That is achieved only by equalizing the resistance at the non-inverting input terminal as well as at the inverting input terminal. That's it. Okay, to nullify the output offset current, thereby applying some input offset current by using the equivalent resistance represented as ROM. Okay, so to reduce the the offset voltage compensation. Okay, okay, so offset voltages are compensating network is important when the input voltages are DC. Okay, anyway, For DC network, it is required. For AC, it's not necessary. Yes, there's one example, simple example, VA 1 volts, VB 2 volts, VC 3 volts, RA, RB, RC 3 kilo ohms, RF is 1 kilo ohm, ROM is 270 ohms, supply voltage is plus or minus 15 ohms. Generally, this value usually, if you see some other authors, it may be plus or minus 12 volts, because that's also very commonly used biasing voltage range. Okay, 12 volts plus or minus 12 volts, no problem. Even plus or minus 8 volts also commonly used. Assuming that op amp is initially nulled in the sense input offset voltage is zero. That means output offset voltage is also equal to zero. Determine the output voltage. Okay, very simple. V naught is equal to minus RF by R. Sum of these voltages, it is equal to minus 2 volts. In this example we saw. We took some similar example. Okay, output voltage is minus 2 volts. Okay, yeah, it is minus 2 volts. Okay, it's correct. 1/3. Correct. Yes, in this case, let's observe this. In this case, why the output voltage is smaller than the input voltages? So it is adding, summing circuit. It is input output voltage is smaller because in this case RF is less than R. Okay. In case if RF is less than R, that means gain is smaller. If gain is smaller, output voltage is smaller. That means circuit is acting as a attenuator network. Attenuation means output is reduced. That's what it is. Okay, so non-inverting configuration. Okay, so what we discussed is the inverting amplifier. Okay, inverting amplifier as a scaling circuit, summing circuit, as well as averaging circuit. For a non-inverting amplifier, so the same configuration can be similar circuit is used. The voltage is applied to the VA, VB, VC is applied to non-inverting input terminal, and inverting input terminal is connected to ground through R1. Very simple. Okay. So what is the output voltage is? Is 1 plus RF by R1 into VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Okay. So depending on this, this factor gain, output voltage varies. So what is RF effective input resistance? RA into A into R1 divided by R1 plus RF. Okay. Because this effective input resistance changes. Accordingly, the gain also, the operation of the operation amplifier also changes. Okay, so RF of the non-inverting amplifier is very large. Is very large. Therefore, using the superposition theorem, the voltage V1 at the non-inverting input. Okay, so using superposition theorem, we can find out the value of voltage at this terminal base. That is effective voltage at V1. Effective voltage at V1. Considering RF is a very larger quantity. Say RF is equal to RI, that is effective input resistance. It's RI, internal effective input resistance, into A into R1, that is this resistance, divided by R1 plus RF. See, A itself is a very large quantity. That is open loop gain, very large. RA is also so, and hence RF is also a larger quantity. Okay, and hence the voltage at point V1 can be represented as R by 2, R1, R plus R by 2. That is for the assuming that RA, RB, RC is equal to R. Okay, with that assumption, you can see that so there is no question of RA, RB, RC. It is equal resistance. Okay, because variation, difference resistances. Example is discussed for the inverting amplifier. So we can reduce. We can get the equivalent voltage as V1, R by 2, R plus R by 2, VA. Similarly, VB and VC. So from this, when we simplify the expression for V1, we can rewrite the expression as V1 is equal to VA plus VA by 3, VB by 3, VC by 3 is nothing but average voltage. VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3, assuming that all the resistances are equal. That is, RA is equal to RB, which is equal to RC, which is equal to R. So with that assumption, we get this equation for voltage V1 at the non-inverting input terminal. What is the output voltage? Yes, very simple. Gain into input voltage. Output voltage is equal to gain into input voltage. Gain is 1 plus RF by R1 into input voltage is VA, VB, VC divided by 3. Yes, for example, if RF 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 3, then output voltage is nothing but equal to VA plus VB plus VC. Very simple. VA plus VB plus VC. VC. Okay, that's all. It is a summing amplifier. It is a non-inverting summing. See, the only you may ask question, what is the other difference between inverting and non-inverting amplifier? The gain of this non-inverting amplifier is always higher than the gain of the inverting amplifier, at least by one. At least by one. So that matters. Okay. So because of the very high gain characteristics of a non-inverting amplifier, it is preferred over the inverting amplifier. But non-inverting amplifier has its own advantages than compared to what you call non-inverting amplifier. Okay, fine. So averaging amplifier, there is the same using non-inverting amplifier. RF 610. 610 is I think the author is referring to the same circuit. 667. Okay. Sorry, equation 10, 610. Okay, in this equation, not the figure. I thought it is a figure. Okay, equation 10, averaging amplifier, RF by R1. The gain RF by R1. In this case, the output voltage is equal to the average of all the input voltages times the gain of the circuit. Okay, that is the averaging amplifier. Hence the name averaging amplifier. Depending on the application requirement, the gain 1 plus RF by R1 can be set to a specific value. Okay, so it's like averaging of the input voltages multiplied by the gain of the amplifier. See, even if RF by R1 is equal to 1, the gain will be 2. It is anyway is going to be multiplied by 2 because of the very large gain of the non-inverting amplifier. Obviously, if the gain is 1, the output voltage will be equal to the average value of the input voltage. See, if RF by R1 is let's say lesser, then we can achieve output voltage is proportional to sum of the three voltages, VA plus VB plus VC, divided by 3, of course, divided by 3, which is the average value of the three input voltages. Okay, so what is the important point is that there are two basic differences between averaging amplifier and the inverting configuration. So the basic difference is that no sign change or phase reversal occurs between the average of the input and output. In the non-inverting amplifier case, there is no sign change. The sign change means negative represents 180-degree phase shift. 180-degree phase shift. Okay. In non-inverting amplifier case, there is no 180-degree phase shift because it is positive. It's non-inverting amplifier. That's one thing. And another important factor is that another important difference is that non-inverting input voltage V1 is the average value of all inputs, whereas in inverting averaging amplifier, the output is the average of all the input voltages with the negative sign. Okay, so non-inverting amplifier, the input itself is the average of the three voltages. Okay, input V1 is the average value of the three voltages. In an inverting amplifier, output is the average of the three voltages. We have to configure the output in such a way that we have to design the circuit in such a way that in an inverting amplifier, output is the average value of the three input voltages in case of a inverting amplifier. Okay, so that's the basic difference between these two amplifier circuits, that is the inverting amplifier and the non-inverting amplifier. Summing amplifier, okay, very simple, as we discussed just now, 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 3, output voltage acts as a sum of the three voltages, very simple. Okay, if RF plus RF by R1 is 2, okay, so it is 1 plus 2, it is 3, then output voltage is the addition of three voltages, that means it acts as a summing amplifier, very simple, it's quite straightforward. Okay, so there's a design for the guess it is getting late, right? Okay, I wanted to show you the attendance thing. Okay, yes, I'll continue this with the next class. Okay, yes, I want to discuss attendance quickly. I'll take as less time as possible. Okay, this attendance, I think I have not shown this. Morning I was showing for the other section. Okay, let me show it for you guys also, online attendance. Okay, the Chrome extension generates this kind of attendance status. So for each, I will close this, because okay. Okay, so for each student, it shows the what is the login time. Okay, for example, let us say 12:24. One vertical division represents 1 minute. Okay, so login time and logout time. You can see that some students will join and left the meeting in between. Well, there may be many reasons for leaving the meeting. Network issues, got a call, something like that. Okay, so but in the beginning of the semester, you can see the attendance level. It's not the beginning, it's not the first class. I think I'll show you it. Okay. When was the classes started? This not 21 4. Is it the 12th? 12th was our first class. Huh? Maybe. Let us check on this one. 12th. Okay, something like this. This is the attendance status in the beginning. Okay, but anyway, it shows the what time student logged in and what logged out. This crossed block represents rejoining to the class. This is also indicated using a this Chrome extension also generates one Excel sheet. I'll show you that also. Because there are some students with the shortage of attendance and okay, something like this. Same that pictorial representation in the Excel format. So tick mark indicates the student has joined the class. No tick mark, absent. And what time the student has joined, what time no student left the class, number of checks, okay, and how many using how many links he has joined. For example, mobile using mobile, laptop. Okay, so you can see that some students have joined using 2 devices, something like that. Okay. Okay, based on this, I have generated the attendance status of your class, and few students are not found in any of the class, or maybe found in only. I think I have taken more than 10 classes as of now, but they're not there in most of the classes. I checked up for each student. I checked all the links. I mean all the classes status. I don't find them in any of the class. So I don't know whether Anand Mohan is available in today's class. Anand Mohan Pandey, 008. I couldn't see him in any of the. You guys, I don't
So
know.
I was present, sir.
Anand Mohan Pandey.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I showed in this all this this status.
Sir,
Uh,
actually, I have attended most of the classes, sir.
if you guess, that's why today in the morning I messaged. I mean before the class, you should join using USN in name. Otherwise, it's difficult to trace. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm searching in this HTML file as well as the Excel sheet what I showed you now. Okay. So if you join by using name and USN and the name, or name and the USN at least, easy to search. Because I don't know using what. For example, in this class, okay, this was class taken on 29th of April. Okay. Your name according to the list provided to us is Anand Mohan Pandey. Let us see. I'll search your name. This is not just for you. This applies to all the students. Okay. If I search your name, it is there. No, no, it's not there. That is Ishant Anand. Okay. Anand Mohan 008. Okay. And you are absent. In you try to attend, join using 2 devices, you are absent. Like this, I checked for most of the classes, you are absent. If you joined using some other name, like Ritik Roshan, I don't know. That's why I said,
No, sir. I use
names is
this
very
name
very
only.
important.
I
See,
have used this name only, sir.
okay, but here you are absent. See, your name is there. I'm not telling your name is on there, but you're absent. Like this, you're absent for most of. Not only you, I have other names also. Okay, like okay, like Indralok, he's absent. He was present in 1 or 2 class. Okay, like similarly Shreya Kumari, and let's say Manjunath. I couldn't see this guy. I don't know using what name he joins the class. I don't know. He's not there in any of the class. I search using this. What I do is, see, I search
Sir,
using. Yeah,
sir, in the look here, sir.
in the local, okay, but that's what as I said, I search in this the status. For example, let us say 046, for example. Okay, I don't see the entry.
Sir,
If you,
sir, just because of COVID thing, I haven't attended many classes. I have informed to my proctor, sir.
that's the important point I was about to come. It's good that you reminded me. Okay, because you
Yes.
guys, especially those highlighted, like Shashidhar, Ajit, okay, and even Manjunath Tilke, Mohammed. Guys, what you have to do is, if you have any such issue, I guess I understand. This time pandemic, everybody is is affected. Even we have the same issue at my end. That's why I missed few classes that day. I think you remember. I messaged you that I'm not able to take the class. I've given it to Satish sir because I had the same issue at my end. Okay, I missed the class. I agree. I myself I missed a few classes, no doubt. Okay, you guys speak to your proctor, and if you have any such issue, like if you have any medical certificate, something like that, you now only discuss with your proctors and hand it over because at the end, when we finalize the attendance, and if you're found that you don't have sufficient attendance, no, it should not happen like you're not allowed to take up the test or the exam. That should not happen. Okay, as I'm about to come to that point, it's good that Indralok reminded. Okay, only few see your section, that's what I was telling in the morning, to your friends in B section. Okay, I was comparing this to the saturation level because nowadays people are talking about saturation. The saturation level is better in your section, 65. In most of the classes it is 60 plus. In the B section it is always less than 50. Saturation level is very poor in B section. It is always less than 50. Occasionally it will be 50 and 52 always, otherwise it's always no less than 50. Your class is better, compared to B section. You are far better, no doubt. Okay, that's why very few name in B section. Most of them have a shortage of attendance. Okay, even these guys, whose name highlighted here, you continue to attend, no need to panic. But if you have any issue, you please discuss with your proctors and share the documents and continue to attend, because that's why I showed, this is how we monitor the attendance. In fact, I search in Excel sheet also, not just the that HTML file. I search here also. Whoever name I could not make out, could not find out. I have highlighted. Okay, let's continue to attend. Don't worry. Okay, but I suggest, I'll suggest you to log in using your USN and your full name. Okay, so because morning, in the B section, one student, I forgot his name, Anand Raja, something like that. Okay, his name, he is given our list as a different name. Okay, and he has logged in with some other same name but without space or with space, something like that. Okay, I didn't find in any of the list, but he says he has attended all the class. Okay, so that's why I suggest you to log in with your standard name, that is without any space or with space, something like that, with USN. Yes, okay. Is that okay, guys? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Stay home, stay safe. See you in the next class. Okay. Good day. Bye.